Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. On this clip, we are going to continue to do our NBA season previews, and we've done a lot of different teams, and today we're going to focus on this clip on the Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball, Clint. Let's go. So we're going to preview the season. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about the Pistons' upcoming season, some predictions and thoughts you may have. Clint, let's get into it. Before we do, let me just set it up here. Last year they were kind of a surprise team. They went 44-38. They were 6th seed last year. They re-signed Reed. They brought in LeVert and Duncan Robinson. They lost Fontecchio, Tim Hardaway Jr., Schroeder, and Malik Beasley is not on any roster, including their roster right now. And I don't know if he will be by the end of the season. We'll see what happens. So, Clint, what is their biggest, for the Detroit Pistons, what is their biggest strength going into the season, or what are you most looking forward to?
Well, as someone who had more faith in the Pistons last year than the other person on this podcast,
well, yeah, okay, fair.
I think that the Pistons' strength, I think, is Cade Cunningham. And I was never a Cade fan last year. He kind of finally broke out. He was kind of in that middle tier, fine NBA player, but what do we really have as far as being a really good team? So I think their strength, as he's looked good in the preseason again, is for him to continue to expand his game, whether it be shooting, playmaking. Like he's excellent at those things. But if you can take that to another level, and I think when we talk about you mentioned some of the players that they lost this year, maybe it's a little more important that he does that. But I think that's the backbone of their team right now. And the strength is Cade with his size being able to play point.
Yeah, I love it. I agree with you. I had Cade down, but I also had toughness and defense. Like last year, especially in the playoffs, you really got to see it. Like they were tough, they were gritty, they played good defense. I think Asar Thompson is one of the best perimeter defenders. The way he stayed in front of Brunson in that playoff series was really good. I think he only played like 22 minutes a game last year, so I'd like to see that go up. I think there's something there. There could be something there with Holland. And Stewart got injured, but he brings that grit and toughness. Duran. So I just really like that about this team. They're not going to back down. They're not going to be afraid of anybody, and they're going to come with that tough defense. And I like that.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, Tobias is hit or miss. He's getting older, but I think you can even play Asar at the 4, but your big man defense is also a strength, as you mentioned.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Good point. Okay, weakness. Give me your weakness for the Detroit Pistons.
So I'm a little worried with losing Dennis Schroeder, with losing Malik Beasley. Like Malik Beasley was incredible last year. Probably
he was.
The high of all highs.
You don't think Duncan
him.
Robinson can
So, and I know Duncan Robinson is also a really good shooter. Like we've seen that through times, but Malik Beasley's by no means like a defender, but he tries. And Duncan Robinson is just not that in any way. And I've never been a Caris LeVert fan. He has some size. Maybe you can get that from Marcus Sasser. Like he's had random games against the Bucks where I'm like, who's this dude that can't miss tonight? But I am a little worried at the guard rotation, like depth wise. Like it's Cade or bust right now, which is fine. But having that team that they had last year was just really effective. Schroeder played a lot of minutes, especially in the playoffs, and he's just not great, but he's competent. He can bring the ball up. He's got defensive intensity. And I worry that missing that is kind of like a key cog of what made them really successful last year.
Yeah, on top of that, Ivy is out for, I think, 4 weeks at least. He had some cleanup to his knee, it sounded like. So that hurts them. I'd be a little bit more comfortable. Like if you were coming into the season before Ivy, you're just like, okay, well between Ivy and Robinson, you'll probably get Beasley's shots and Shooter's minutes, you know. Um, and but I'm with you. I actually put the veterans. I really like the veterans we had versus the veterans we got. I'm not like I'm with you on Levert. You know, some Piston fans are trying to tell me, well, he can play make and handle. I'm like, he's kind of a black hole. If you ever watch him, he is a like I'm gonna get my shots, which is fine to have a guy like that, but it's just not like who I want to rely on. You know, to get the ball moving. I just never been a fan of his personally. But we basically you know. I'm okay with Hardaway going, but you traded Schroeder and Beasley for Robinson and Levert, and I would rather have Schroeder and Beasley. And I really just like their fit with this team. So I'm with you on that. The guard rotation, but really even the veterans, I just like how they fit the team better last year than this year. And I think it's a step down from last year.
Yeah, I think those other two guys, Duncan Robinson is similar. Like if he's open, he's going to shoot it. If he's not, he's going to pass it. Like he's not a I'm going to do too much. But Levert is if you kick into him and he doesn't shoot it, he's not like, let's throw it back to Cade and reset. He's like you said, put your head down, drive. He has games where he's going to score 30 or 40 points, and you're going to be like, wow, Karis Levert is good. And
Yeah.
he is a good NBA player. But that's not what made the Pistons really good last year.
Right. The only silver lining, like, or cope you have if you're a Piston fan is like, well, JB, he worked with him before, so he kind of knows hopefully how to control him a little bit. And yeah, you're right about the Robinson Beasley thing, but like the thing is like there was moments last year, right, where the Heat didn't even use Robinson. Like, and that franchise needed, somebody to like step up. So it's just like, what at what point of his career is Robinson is versus what Beasley was, which he was 39% from three, but I think he shot the most threes, or he was top three in the most, something like that. I think shot the most. So
I think he came in second. I think Anthony Edwards beat him out the last game of the year. I think
Okay.
Edwards got up like 10 threes to beat him by one or two.
Edwards. Anyway, if you're gonna lose to anyone, that's a good guy to lose to, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that's my point though. I'd rather have Beasley than Robinson. But anyway, give me your big question for the Pistons going into the season.
I have a feeling, I think I know what yours is going to be. So I'm going to go with Jaden Ivey.
Mm.
Like you mentioned him being out for 4 weeks. It's kind of a bummer. He was up for an extension, obviously didn't get it. It's hard to extend a guy who hasn't played that much. Like he probably wants a certain number. And if you're the Pistons, it's hard to commit to that when you haven't seen it and he's been injured. But I think it has to be, if the Pistons are going to continue to level up, he's kind of they have two guys. He's kind of the one at the guard position where you're like, what do we have with him? We've seen flashes. Can he work off ball with Cade? Can he shoot good enough? So I think he, for me, is a question, because if you don't have him, like when you look at the lineup now, because ESPN removes him, that's where you start getting worried. If you have him and you can get something out of him and you can see growth and he can fit, or he can even be a secondary playmaker and play when Cade's off the floor, is a big question of what do we have here.
Yeah, and just to add to that point, like last year for his first 30 games, which before he hurt himself, his leg like that, when someone who I don't remember who it was, but dived at his legs and snapped it, he was 40% from three, 4 rebounds, 4 assists a game, 17 points a game. So there, like you mentioned, the flashes are there. So, but what is it? I like it. Okay, I got to ask you, what question am I going to ask then, Clint? You know it. I want to know if you.
I think yours is Asar Thompson, the shooting.
Yeah. No, that's a huge one. Like, so that's the big one for me because um Asar, his defense is amazing. And they're even talking about use him on ball, but just like his brother, it's like you can be only so effective if you can't shoot the ball on the court. And I'm just like, if he can develop that, I think Cade would have a legitimate, like, uh, take Ivy out of it for a second, but a legitimate running mate moving forward. If he can play make a little bit, but really shoot the ball effectively. I think he shot like, I should have looked, but like less than 30% last year or around that. And we need him, like just like when we were talking about the Magic, you kind of need a guy to be like 35% in today's NBA, 22%.
It was, yeah, I just pulled it up. I was like, ooh, that was lower than I would have guessed.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 29%, honestly. Okay, yeah, so 22%. So can we get that up? Now he did have a full off season last year. He had that blood clot issues where he didn't get to work on his game at all. So I'm kind of excited about that too. So yeah, my biggest question is how good is Asar? What is his ceiling? And I think that's important because like last year for the Pistons, the biggest question like you got answered that like even I had to accept, what is Cade's ceiling, right? Like we know what it is now when you surround him with shooting. Okay, now who are going to be his running mates? Who are you going to use moving forward? You mentioned Ivy, I mentioned Asar. Ron Holland is still on that roster. Duran, what's his ceiling? So this is the things I think that the Pistons have to have questions on and needing answers at the end of the season.
Yeah, and I think with Asar and even his brother, like last night he was 0 for 7. But I think you mentioned like playing him on ball defender, and I think whether it's just us, just looking at numbers or coaches, sometimes I think the underrated hard part is it takes a lot of effort to play defense.
Yes.
And if you're expending that much effort over the course of a game, it becomes harder to shoot.
Mhm.
You got to use a lot to play defense, and it tires you out. And you see that with even the best of the best. You get to ends of games, and shots are coming up short. So that was my only like. I mean, hopefully it's better than 22%.
Yeah.
But sometimes guys who you just put the Bucks had that with Chris Middleton. He would have stretches where it'd be hard for him to keep it up because they're putting him on the best guy, and that's taxing. But he's young, so I like that. I figured you were going to pick a star. That's why I went with Ivy.
I'm really excited for him. And Ivy too. I just wish he wouldn't be injured. Okay, give me what would be a successful season for the Pistons in your mind?
I think for the Pistons, it's getting back to the playoffs,
Mhm.
not the play. I mean, you can get to it through the play-in, but if you can be a top 6 team again, I know sometimes you want everything to just continue to go up. Not how it works, especially with Ivy being hurt to start the year. Maybe it could be a slow start integrating new pieces, but I think just even coming close to what what did they have last year, 44 wins or 46?
Yeah, 44. Yeah.
If you're in that ballpark again, I think that's awesome because it just shows you grew and then you were able to stabilize. And if we get some of these answers, now we can push that up to 50 next year.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use something we talked about with the Magic as well. Is like this season should be a building block for future success almost. So like me and you've had off-air conversation where we talk about maybe like the Pistons taking a step back even in the win column this year, but still could have a successful season based on what happens with the players. Like if Cade gets a little bit better, if Asar gets a shot and he's becoming more of a player, if Ivy, Ivy and Cade can play together, that's all positive. That's like, okay, we're building towards the future. So taking a step back won't hurt in the win column. With this conference though, it's just like it's hard for me to see them not getting 44 wins. So I don't know, like it's somewhere between 42 to 44 wins because of how the injuries and how weak the conference is. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think more so what would be success, not just getting to the playoffs again, that'd be amazing, but just knowing you have a running mate for Cade at the end of the season. We got the Cade answer last year. Let's see if we have somebody that can work with Cade. Otherwise, the next step would be what do we have to trade to get that running mate? That would be the question if you don't find one. So let's find one so we don't have to throw all our assets to like Devin Booker, which nobody wants. Come on. Okay.
That is very true.
Okay, prediction. Give me your prediction for the Pistons.
I will give the Pistons a playoff spot.
Let's go. We're going to do a prediction podcast, guys, that will not be posted on your YouTube channel. So check that out where we're going to predict contenders, playoffs, play-in. I, too, have the Pistons as a playoff team. I'm going to have faith in them this year, unlike last year. Okay, anything else, Clint, about the Pistons?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, thanks a lot for joining me. Thanks everybody else for listening. Again, let us know your thoughts about the Pistons season. give me your predictions and let me know what you think, or which one of the two are you most excited to see develop, Ivy or Sarr? I'm kind of interested how the Piston fan base kind of feels on that. I'm excited for that both. I have a Jaden Ivey jersey on right now. Sarr's my guy as well, so let us know. Like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.